Roll that clip!
Holy shit!
So Evil Dead Rise is the 5th film of the Evil Dead franchise in which we follow a family living in this apartment complex, and when a family member comes to visit this family, one of the kids, after something happens, comes into contact with the Necronomicon, and unfortunately, as y'all can imagine, due to the power of curiosity, the Necronomicon gets called, possesses a family member, and if you guys couldn't guess already, bloody carnage ensues. Alrighty guys, so let's get into Evil Dead Rise.
Excellent!
I'm a massive fan of the Evil Dead franchise. I mean, the Evil Dead franchise is one of my favorite horror film franchises out there, and I feel like it's one of the few franchises that every single film is either very good or it's utterly fantastic. I mean, in my eyes, there has not been a single bad film in the Evil Dead franchise. I love the first Evil Dead. Evil Dead 2 is one of my favorite sequels of all time. Army of Darkness is a lot of fun. The 2013 remake, as you all know, was in my top 10 favorite films of 2013. So as y'all can imagine, when I found out they were making a brand new one, of course I got excited. However, the main reason why I was excited to see this movie, besides it being an Evil Dead movie, was the director Lee Cronin. Now, in case if you guys have not seen Lee Cronin's directorial debut, The Hole in the Ground, check it out. It is a damn good movie, and it's a movie that creeped me out so many times. So when I found out that Lee Cronin was putting his stamp on the Evil Dead franchise, I got very excited, and man, whew! Evil Dead Rise is an intense ride. And when I mean intense, guys, this movie is fucking intense. Holy shit! The performances in Evil Dead Rise I thought were quite good. In my eyes, this movie, there were two standouts. One of them being Alyssa Sutherland, who is the mother that gets possessed this movie. Alyssa Sutherland is so damn good, and my god, she turns in one of the creepiest performances I have seen in a long time. That shot right there, that fucking shot, Alyssa Sutherland looking into that damn keyhole, is nightmare fuel. And if you thought that shot was creepy, you ain't seen shit. I also thought that the little girl was fantastic. I can't remember her name, which really bums me out because I thought she was fantastic. I'll put her name right here, and I want to see her in more stuff. Like, she is that good in this movie. Now, obviously, guys, I won't say too much here, but the little girl here does see this in this movie. I'm gonna say all right now, she's a badass. Something in particular that I absolutely loved about Evil Dead Rise was Lee Cronin's directing. Lee Cronin directs the shit of this movie was not only so much style, but energy. From the moment that Evil Dead Rise starts, to the moment that the end credits hit, this movie moves at such an energetic pace that it's not only so entertaining, it keeps you glued, but the level of intensity that Lee Cronin puts on screen is absolutely nuts. Speaking of the intensity, guys, to say that Evil Dead Rise is an intense movie is a bit of an understatement. Lee Cronin just straight up pedal to the metal, even past the point where you would think it would hit maximum speed. Like, he just goes and goes and goes, no sign of relief, and to the end credits, he's just going like, hope you enjoyed it. Well, man, I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. Something else in particular that I must talk about are the practical effects, because my god, the practical effects in Evil Dead Rise are absolutely insane. I took my girlfriend to see this movie with me, and there is a specific part that, no joke guys, the practical effects were so insane, we looked at each other just like this. This particular part, guys, holy shit! Evil Dead Rise has buckets and buckets and buckets and buckets of so much blood and gore. Evil Dead Rise is one suspense, high-octane thrill ride. I cannot emphasize that enough. Like, this movie is fucking suspense suspenseful. Evil Dead Rise is such a cool looking film, and let me tell you guys right now, the way that Lee Cronin, his DP, shot the film, there are so many shots of your I just went like, that is awesome.
Well, that's just fucking great.
Evil Dead Rise was a movie that I had a really good time with, but at the same time, I left this movie wanting more. Starting off with the character development. Now, before I continue on, something that I must say is this. The Evil Dead franchise was never really known for the greatest character development. I mean, hell, even the 2013 remake has very thin development, but even at the same time, that movie had just enough to have you care for its characters. The character development in Evil Dead Rise is pretty much non-existent to the point where it feels like the character development is left on the cutting room floor, or if there is any, it's like 0.0001%. When I say this movie is intense, this movie goes past 11. Like, this movie goes up to fucking 50 at times, to the point where there is no signs of even touching that brake. So if you're expecting at a single point this movie does pump the brakes, it is not do that. So just be warned, this movie has no sign of relief whatsoever. The kills in Evil Dead Rise are really insane, but I do wish the kills in Evil Dead Rise had that same creativity as the 2013 remake. There's a couple of times where I understood why certain things happen, but the credibility, I feel like, got strained a couple of times throughout this movie.
And here we go.
So overall, Evil Dead Rise is an intense and blood-soaked thrill ride that I had a really good time with. I cannot deny that I walked out of this movie wanting more, but at the same time, holy crap, it was wild. So all in all, I'm going to give Evil Dead Rise a 3.5 out of 5. While I do prefer the 2013 remake, at the same time, Evil Dead Rise was such a great time. Check it out. Just be ready. It is a ride that does not pump the brakes. So comment down below and let me know. Are you guys looking forward to Evil Dead Rise? Are you now looking forward to the film? Let me know below. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm also on Twitch. So if you guys want to follow me on all those social media platforms, all the links and the users' names are in the description below. I hope you'll enjoy my review of Evil Dead Rise. If so, please hit that like button, also subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell for my latest review goes live. If you guys want to see my previous 2 reviews, please click it right there or right there. And of course, when my next review or video goes live, I will see you all next time.